1996年4月15日、世界の平和を願い日本から送られた梵鐘がイスラエルの首都エルサレムの空にその平和の鐘の音を鳴り響かせました。の出来事は日本はもちろんのこと現地イスラエルでも大きく報道されました。梵鐘を送るのにあたり日本から代表として行ったのがネミックラムダ株式会社の斑目力嚝会長です。
我々は極東東の外れからでアジアの西の端にまでこの平和の響きがなればいいなと、若干こうね夢みたいなことを思ったんですよね。
アジアの西の端アラビア半島の付け根に位置する国イスラエル。面積は日本の四国とほぼ同じで人口およそ550万人。ユダヤ民族が築き6000年という長い歴史を持つ国です。イスラエルの最高決議機関国会議事堂クネセット。その入り口には火のついたろうそくを立てるときに使う燭台の大きな像が立っています。燭台メノラーはイスラエルのシンボルです。このメノラーに描かれたレリーフからユダヤ民族の歴史を知ることができます。第二次世界大戦中、ナチスドイツによる大量虐殺の様子を伝える博物館。過去の悲しい出来事を決して忘れることなく、イスラエルの人々は平和を願い続けているのです。首都エルサレムはユダヤ教、キリスト教、イスラム教の聖地でコーランとチャペルの鐘の音が一緒に聞こえてくる街です。その旧市街地にユダヤ人の心の支えとなっている場所があります。この地にはかつてユダヤ教の神殿がありました。紀元70年ローマによって壊された後、彼らはこの壁に向かって祈るようになりました。旧市街地は石に囲まれたところです。その中で人々は生活しています。迷路のように入り組んだ通りに広がる市場。ユダヤ人地区やクリスチャン地区などどこもたくさんの買い物客でにぎわっています。イエス・キリストが十字架を背負いながら歩いた道。その終着点はヘブライ語でシャレ神戸を意味するゴルゴダの丘です。 聖地エルサレムを抱えるイスラエルは長い歴史の中で幾度となく戦いの舞台となり、一時は世界の火薬庫と言われた時もありました。しかし現在は和平の道を選び、新たな一歩を踏み出し始めています。1991年、日本の電子部品メーカーネミックラムダがイスラエルに進出しました。斑目会長の夢の実現はこのことがきっかけとなったのです。今回の梵鐘は滋賀県にある株式会社金十堂で鋳造されました。まず鋳型の製作に細心の注意が払われます。梵鐘には平和への祈りを込めたサインとメッセージが刻まれます。今年の1月30日、同じ工場で梵鐘の鋳造式が執り行われました。京都大覚寺上井寛延第58世門跡の同志により、平和の梵鐘の無事完成を祈ります。錠剤を寄進された方が多数見守る中、作業が厳かに進められていきます。今回イスラエルに同行する西村直記氏のシンセサイザーが幻想的な調べを奏でていきます。
感激、本当に感激、ありがとうございました。感激。最初の式典を無事終えることができました。エルサレムまでの道のりはこれからです。完成した平和の梵鐘は高さおよそ 1.7 メートル、直径およそ1メートル、重さおよそ 1.5 トンにもなる青銅製です。鐘には日本語、ヘブライ語、アラビア語、そして英語の4カ国語で平和を意味する言葉が刻まれています。2月5日、斑目会長がかつて修行したことのある京都市右京区の大覚寺で
平和の梵鐘の突き初めをする入魂式が執り行われました。張り詰めた空気の中に梵鐘の響きが静かに広がっていきます。3月20日、1ヶ月余りに及ぶ長い船旅を経て梵鐘がイスラエルのアッシュドット港に入港しました。ここからエルサレム市内へと向かいます。市の中心にあり見晴らしも良いサッカーガーデン。平和の梵鐘はここに設置されます。地元イスラエルの人たちの手によって慎重に作業が進められていきます。平和の梵鐘はエルサレムの空に鳴り響くのを待つばかりとなりました。キングデビッドホテルにおいてレセプションが催されました。
必ずですね、愛の精神とか、それから神を敬うといいますか、尊敬するような気持ちっていうものがね、そういう争いを統一するその原因に非常に有効な力になるんじゃないかと。それを端的に表しているのは今日の梵鐘の音じゃないかというふうに考えます。
このレセプションでエルサレム市長から参加者一同に記念品が贈られ、一層の親睦を深めました。
日本の文化と現地の文化、イスラエル文化、いわゆるミックスしてますね。そういったその文化と日本の文化が融合して、だんだんその広がりを見せて、やはり将来、いろんな方面へ発展していくだろうということで、非常に私は嬉しく思ってますね。
またこの場で斑目会長よりエルサレム市に日本庭園の目録と鎧兜一式が、鈴木春夫昭和電工株式会社名誉会長と国際美術村代表の陣内智之氏から記念の絵が贈られました。 私たちは誰でも争いのない平和の世の中を願っています。それは言葉や国境、民族の壁を越えて世界中の人々に共通した願いです。平和の梵鐘はその願いを叶える象徴なのです。素晴らしい青空に恵まれた4月15日、記念すべき贈呈式が催されました。斑目会長をはじめエフット・オルマートエルサレム市長、故イザック・ラビン前首相の息子ユバル・ラビン氏、そしてシモン・ペレスイスラエル首相などおよそ300人が参列し、期待と緊張が入り混じる中、式典が始まりました。
Mr. Madarame and Mrs. Madarame, Mr. Rabin, Yuval Rabin, distinguished guests from Japan and from Israel, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very special occasion and a very extraordinary day in the life of a very extraordinary city. Jerusalem today is very beautiful, particularly today. We have a wonderful sun, we have blue skies, and Jerusalem is shining. And soon enough, we will hear the music of peace by the Bonsho, the special symbol, the Japanese bell that was brought to us as a very unique present by Mr. Madarame and his friends, the lovers of Israel, the lovers of Jerusalem, and the lovers of peace from Japan. As was said, Mr. Madarame is heavily involved in the life of this country for many years. But from the very beginning, he felt that there must be something more into these very unique relationships than just the economic development. we are very grateful and very interested in expanding the economic and business relationships with Japan. But he felt that there was something else that we needed to express the uniqueness of these relationships and the very special bond to be created between the two people. And this symbol is the Bonsho. The Bonsho, which is a symbol of special relationships, of solidarity, of friendship, of coexistence, and of peace. There couldn't have been a more appropriate time to bring this present to the city of Jerusalem than at this particular period when the people of Israel are making enormous efforts at great pains to indeed establish real and genuine peace for all of us here, for all of the people that live in this region, Jews, Muslims, and Christians alike. There couldn't have been a more appropriate person to inaugurate this event than the late Prime Minister of Israel, Mr. Yitzhak Rabin, of blessed memory. We discussed this present. He was excited about this, and he was looking forward to have the opportunity to be part of it. Today, the bell, the Bonsho, the music of peace, which will be heard not just in Jerusalem, which will be heard forever, because everything that takes place here in Jerusalem is left forever from one side of the globe to the other. This music of peace will be an appropriate and important memorandum of a person who dedicated his life to this great goal. On behalf of the city of Jerusalem and the people of Jerusalem, I am honored to thank you, Mr. Madarame, and Mrs. Madarame, and all your friends, those who came with you, and the many others who participated in this effort and in this gift. We thank you for being our friends. We thank you for sharing with us our goals. And we thank you for being from now on forever part of this great city. Thank you very much.
It is a special photograph of the newly born Jerusalem Boncho with its surroundings.
エルサレムのオルメルト市長より梵鐘の写真をまだらしに一つけています。
His Excellency Prime Minister and Minister of Defense, Mr. Shimon Peres, the Honorable Mayor of Jerusalem, Member of Knesset, Mr. Ehud Olmert, and Mr. Yuval Rabin, son of late Yitzhak Rabin, Prime Minister of Israel, and distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen. I feel especially privileged to have been given the opportunity to address you on this
memorable occasion. My first visit to Israel was 17 years ago. Israel was a country of great revelation to me. I was greatly moved by the vitality of the Israel people and much impressed by the long and profound history of this country. I became aware of the difficulties facing Israel and wish in some way to help contribute toward alleviating the conflict going on and bring peace in the region. I had a dream and I made a pledge of myself to make my dream come true, to offer a Bonsho, Japanese bell, as a symbol of peace to Jerusalem, the city of peace, and have it ring out the resounding message of peace throughout the city. All of us are well aware of the atrocities, suffer, misery, and tragedy of wars. Your people took its share as well, and you are to remember the Holocaust tomorrow. Therefore, it is especially meaningful for all of us to share with you this ancient Japanese symbol of peace. It is my heartfelt wish to have this Bonsho become the bridge of peace, harmony, and mutual understanding for the descendant of the 21st century of Japan, the land of the rising sun in East Asia, and of Jerusalem, the holy city of West Asia. Today, I am very happy to see my dream of many years come true. It has been realized through the dedicated efforts of many contributors. The Bonsho carries with it not only the contribution but sincere prayer for peace throughout the world. It is also my prayer that the bell with its deep, harmonious sound will soothe the heart and bring peace to all peoples on this world. In addition to the Bonsho, we wish to offer the donation to the city of Jerusalem for assisting the construction of Japanese garden, and in order to preserve all Jewish, Christian, and Islamic cultural assets. We also wish to assist in maintenance and cultivation of Israeli important assets. In closing, I would like to express my deep gratitude to Mother Nature, history, and people who have directed me towards realization of my dream, and of those who have given me the opportunity to be here today on this peace mission. Thank you very much. Toda raba.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, To whom the bell tolled, asked Ernst Hemingway early in this century, a century that brought the misery of war to nearly every corner of the world. Bells everywhere in the world and throughout times heralded messages. Bells are used to warn of coming dangers and wars. These same bells are used to announce the end of wars and the arrival of peace. From Jerusalem, a city of bells, the call for peace has been raised year after year in each of our 48 years of independence. As a result of the efforts of my late father and his government over the last 4 years, the bells of peace have sounded here in Jerusalem, the capital of the Jewish nation, in Amman, and with our Palestinian neighbors. The drive for peace is not yet completed. We all pray the bells of peace will ring soon in Damascus and Beirut, but most of all in our northern parts of Israel. My father will never hear the sound of bells again, but those that have committed to his legacy of peace and security will do everything possible to accomplish it, and they will succeed. Last year, my father visited Japan. He returned enthusiastic from what he has seen, and the relationships with Tokyo have further improved since. On behalf of my mother and the rest of the family, I wish to thank Mr. Madalame and the Neemic Lambda Corporation for granting this bell to Jerusalem, creating yet an additional beautiful location in my father's birthplace and his eternal resting place. May this beautiful bell be sound soon for peace. Thank you. I think it's the overall positioning and the beauty of the bell, in addition to its sound, is extremely remarkable, and the whole significance of its positioning in Jerusalem, in addition to having my father's signature on the bell, definitely has long-lasting impression and significance for Jerusalem and Israel and Japanese relationship.
Ladies and gentlemen, I now have the honor to call upon His Excellency the Prime Minister and Minister of Defense, Mr. Shimon Peres.
The Mayor of Jerusalem and Mrs. Olmert, Mrs. and Mr. Madarame, my friend Yuval Rabin, ladies and gentlemen, usually bells are made to call the people to pray. I think today we have in our hearts several prayers. To start with, to bless the memory of Yitzhak Rabin, that his name is inscribed on the bell and that he was born here, and that has brought peace and hope to our country and to the region. Then again, we have to pray for Jerusalem. For us, the Jewish people, Jerusalem is both a capital and a prayer. All our history, we have prayed for this most unusual city, and now we are committed to keep her as the capital of our heart, as the capital of our country, as a united city, as a promise to our people, and as an invitation to make peace all over the places in the Middle East. And then I have a third prayer, and that is for the relations between Japan and Israel. Not that the Japanese and the Israelis or the Jewish people are alike, but we're alike in one way, by being different from all the rest of the people. There is much admiration and reservation about our people, but little understanding. Japan is geographically an island, and so is historically an island. It never mixed, it never gave up its own taste, its own preferences, its own devotion, its own code of existence. So are the Jewish people. We're also an island in history, different in our own way, admired and hated in many other ways, little understood, but always true to our history. The Japanese and the Jewish people, more than they have geography, they have intelligence. So we have to live on our travail and on our brains. And thanks heaven, at the end of the 20th century, it began to pay off. We are going to continue to live on our education, on our trust, on our innovations, in our preference of the human spirit. And finally, all of us will pray for peace in the Middle East, to all peoples, to all nations. I am sure that the ring of the Japanese bell will have the authentic ring of a peace for all the people. Thank you very much.
Mr. Peres, you are kindly requested to come to the stage again, together with Mr. Rikihiro Madarame. Mr. Rikihiro Madarame will hand over his gift to Mr. Olmert. Sorry, I'm calling Mr. Olmert to come to the stage.
マダラメ会長よりシモン・ペレス首相にプレゼントが贈られます。
Mr. Rikihiro Madarame will now hand his gift to Mr. Peres. You are handing it over to Mr. Peres? Is that the procedure? Surprise at one of the boxes here. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now we have reached the moment of unveiling the Bonsho, storing the list of donors' names and sounding the Bonsho. These three integral stages of the dedication ceremony
いよいよ
will
梵
be
鐘
performed
が
by the following
その
dignitaries.
平和
Mr.
の
Shimon
音を
Peres,
響かせる時が
Mr.
来ました。
Olmert, Mr. Yuval Rabin, Mr. Rikihiro Madarame, Mr. Haruo Suzuki, Mr. Seichu Sato, Mr. Norio Fujiwara.平和を求めるメッセージをサインとともに刻んだ故ラビン首相。寄進された多くの方々の名を記した芳名版は梵鐘の下に収められました。平和の梵鐘は聖地エルサレムから世界へ向けて永遠に響き続けていくことでした。